police have opened an investigation paper on the odour pollution in Sungai Selangor that resulted in water supply disruption to 5 million consumers, the second major disruption within a week. Selangor Police Chief Datuk Noor Azam Jamaluddin told Bernama that the Selangor Water Management Authority or LUAS and the Environment Department are assisting the police in the investigation. He said the process takes time and requires the assistance of experts and forensics to determine the cause of the pollution. Air Selangor announced the shutdown of the Sungai Selangor Phases 1, 2 and 3 as well as the Rantau Panjang Water Treatment Plant due to pollution of raw water resources at 2 a.m. on Monday. The Environment and Water Minister said a preliminary investigation found that the solvent odour detected in the polluted water was similar to that of the earlier pollution which had happened in Sungai Gong last month. Dato Sri Tuan Ibrahim Tuan Man added that the ministry did not rule out the dumping of solvent by illegal factories operating around Selangor.
Hello everyone, today we are presenting about the river pollution in Sungai Selangor. Okay, my name is Estrena Santana Nicholas. My metric number is 20198049 and 34. Okay, water pollution is described as the occurrence in groundwater of harmful chemical and biological agent that surpasses what is naturally present in the water and may pose a danger to human health and the environment. According to WWF, water pollution happens when toxic substances enter the water bodies such as lakes, river, and ocean. Okay. Based on a Jerry notation, water pollution refers to the release of substances into subsurface groundwater or into lake, stream, river, estuaries, and ocean to the point where the substances interferes with beneficial use of the water or with the natural functioning of ecosystem. By referring to an article, Watch Out for River Pollution by V. Thomas on 2 May 2020, it states that Selangor River was polluted due to human activities. In this COVID-19 situation, it is expected that river should be clean, since human movement is restricted and access the most rivers are closed. It is surprising that Selangor River continues to be polluted. One reason for this is the dumping of various types of chemical, oils, powder, paints, food waste, and other material that have turned back into the nearer drains of rivers, and it's leading to the water catchment area. This article also advises that the state government put more emphasis and importance on protecting all rivers which supply potable water to the surrounding. Another suggestion is the establishment of a river patrol unit to monitor how the factories, refineries, or other premises dispose of their waste to prevent the dumping of industrial waste into rivers and drains. Nearby business operators should be more responsible by avoiding throw their waste into nearby rivers or drains, since the water is piped to their homes, factory premises, and others. According to the related article of Selangor River, which is licensed company's factory causing most river pollution in Selangor, written by Bernama on 5 November 2020, state that Selangor River was the highest pollution cases in Selangor due to licensed company and factory. The state government did not tolerate the parties involved and took inappropriate action, including seizing the land of the premises were built. Previously, 8 companies has faced legal action taken under Act and enactment by the Selangor Department of Environment and Lembaga Urus Air Selangor. 4 companies have been prosecuted for causing pollution in Selangor River. Unfortunately, some companies still repeatedly pollute the river. State government frequently conduct spots check on the companies and factories to ensure that the companies and factory adhere to the regulation and stipulate effluent discharge methods such as warning system, using drones, using water treatment and others to reduce the pollution level. Government of Selangor should take seriously on this issue according to these related articles to ensure that the quality of Selangor river in good level and good quality. If the issue is not resolved immediately, it will impact on human health and the environment. The enforcement by the government should be strict from time to time to ensure that companies and citizens obey and follow the rules and regulations to promote and protect the sustainability for our ecosystem. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Balkis Badaria binti Abdullah. So I'll be continuing on the cause and impact. First cause and impact is oil dumping. Oil is not soluble in the water because water molecules are molecules that are polar, which means a positive charge is on one end of the molecule and the negative charge is on the other end. This causes molecules of water to bind together. In comparison, all molecules are non-polar. One of the causes of the river pollution that recently happened in Sungai Selangor is oil dumping. This pollution is caused by the lifting of the lockdown as the business such as factories and commercial enterprises clean up their premises after months of lockdown. For example, the factories that use chemical substance such as oil need to throw the materials that have turned bad and cannot be used in product making anymore. The impact of oil dumping is water disruption, and for the marine life, it can cause various negative effects. For example, oil damage the insulating ability of species with fur, such as sea otters, and the water repellency of the feathers of a bird's feathers, thereby exposing the harsh element to the species. For the aquatic mammals, oil dumping will contaminate the food supplies, even though marine mammals avoid the immediate consequences. Oil can poison aquatic mammals that consume fish or other foods exposed to the oil dumping, rather die or suffer other problems. For the next cause and impact is manufacturing and agro-based waste. Agro-based industry also is the main contributor to the Sungai Selangor pollution. This is because agro-based industry has been using the chemicals in manufacturing such as fertilizers, ammonia, pesticides, livestock waste, oil, toxins, and more that has been carried away to the soil into the river during rain. Also, in manufacturing industry, for example, the number of waste that they produce daily is as much as the number of products they produce. This is because not all of the product that they produce does not have defects. If the product that they produce have defects, it will be thrown away or it could be dumped to the drain and river nearby, leading to the water pollution and disruption. Manufacturing and agro-based waste can bring a various illness to the human health, such as lung illness, cancer, diarrheal disease, brain condition, and cardiovascular disease, include the health risks associated with polluted water. Excess nutrients may have tragic effects on the health of water and the survival of marine organisms. Eutrophication, which depletes the oxygen dissolved by water, is the most common effect and also consume fish and other marine life.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Saifah Nadra binti Hairi. I would like to present the similarities with other countries, which is in India and in China. Firstly, in India, the Ganga River is a most important river, which is a lifeline of a large number, a portion of the river. This pollution occurs because of the flows through 100 cities, with more than 100,000 inhabitants, 97 cities and 48 towns with 50,000 to 100,000 inhabitants. This pollution happened because of due to the development of large number of industrial city, which is in Ganga, such as Kanpur, Varanasi, and Patna. This is a city that has so many tanneries, chemical plants, textile mill, distilleries, slaughterhouse, and hospital thrive. And this has grown along and lead to the Ganga pollution, whereby there is lot untreated waste that has dumped into the river. The second is the Yamuna River, which is now ecologically dead because of constant neglect and outlaw unprecedented quantities of pollution, sewage, and industrial waste. This is because so many pollution in plants because of agriculture land runoff, industrial effluent discharge, and domestic sewage, which is all along river. Industrial towns dumped large quantity of waste into the river. According to the Central Pollution Control Board, there were estimated 359 industrial units, of which 22 industrial units in Haryana, 42 industrial units in Delhi, and 17 industrial units in Uttar Pradesh were found that to discharge and has polluted the river directly. The next is in the Yangtze River in China. The Yangtze River, has polluted because of decade of land reclamation, water diversion, and disposal of hazardous waste that have polluted the river. A total 2,000 tons of mostly come from household waste were illegally dumped in the river over one night. Besides, the pollution in Yangtze River has caused by plastic pollution, whereby the waste management in China is less successful than in other countries, those major in plastic producing, such as Japan and United States. Last but not least, the Yellow River in China. The Yellow River, which is one of the most polluted river about 10 years ago. The Yellow River, also known as the Mother River, which has supplied the water to a million of people in the north of China. But in recent years, the quality of the water has worsening due to the factory discharge and sewage from fast expanding cities. It also was badly polluted because of sewage, industrial waste, fertilizer, and other contaminants. According to the report, it stated that waste and sewage water discharged into the system last year, totaling 4.29 billion tons through industry, manufacturing, household, and other resources. That's all from me. Thank you.
The first method to overcome the Selangor River pollution is the law need to be more strict and should be implemented. Due to COVID-19 lockdown in Malaysia, all the rivers should be more cleaner since the operations are stopped, but Selangor River continue to be polluted. This is happened because of very weak law enforcement. Datuk Sri Tuan Ibrahim Tuan Man, who is Environment and Water Minister, wanted to amend the Act by increasing the number of compounds from 10,000 to 10 million, and also imprisonment from 1 year to 15 years to the factory operator who did not follow the SOP. Other than that, the government also must ensure all the factory operators who dump their chemical waste into a river should be subject into a strict action. The other method to overcome the Selangor River pollution is through monitoring and inspecting it to be further enhanced. Certain urgency are difficult to monitor the river area since it involves a large river area and also time factor. So they plan to increase the number of staff and also the equipment to monitoring the river. Other than that, the Selangor State government also will use the drone technology to monitor the factory near the river, either it can be reached to pollute the river or not. The third method to overcome the Sungai River pollution is all the factory must comply the risk management procedure. Factory manager has to follow the SOP where they must to make sure that they dispose of their chemical waste into a designated area, because the dump area depends on their types of material, and also certain of them can be recycled or can be reused it again. The last method to overcome Selang River pollution is reward 2,000 to the informant. And 2,000 reward is for individuals who provide the information until the investigation process and punishment are handed down in a court. This campaign can encourage the public to be concerned and tackle the issue happen in Malaysia. Other than that, it also able to ensure that the public involved in combating environmental crime activity that happen in Malaysia.
Hello, my name is Nuhanani binti Shamsuddin, and I will explain about other recommendations or methods that have been applied by other countries. The first one is the Basin Recovery Project in Argentina. The Matanzas Riachuelo River flows to the coast of La Boca about 64 kilometers. While La Boca is a well-known tourist attraction, this river has gained the famous distinction of being a waste dumping site for toxic waste and sewage, resulting as one of the most contaminated rivers in the world. However, Argentina is now taking initiative to improve the quality of Matanzas Riachuelo River Basin with the implementation of an outstanding basin recovery project known as the Integrated Plan for Environmental Sanitation. According to OGIA 2014, this approach is supported by the World Bank and implemented by the Matanzas Riachuelo River Authority, ACUMAR, with the participation of the Secretariat for the Environment and Sustainable Development. Apart from that, 13 river municipalities are polluted, as is the city of Buenos Aires and the AISA company, which stands for Argentina Water and Sanitation. This large-scale work is vital to the welfare of 7 million local residents, of whom at least 10% remain below the national poverty line. The goal of this project is to restrict both the direct waste dumping and to oxygenate the river. A large rubbish collector is to be installed on the left side of Riachuelo River, which transport waste to numerous treatment plants and thereby avoids its direct release into the water. The project also aims to construct 11.5 kilometers of waste to Rio de la Plata. Furthermore, the Basin Recovery Project also includes an industrial conversion element to ensure cleaner production among local enterprises and will eventually reduce environmental impact. In response to this issue, experts from Spain, Brazil, and Mexico gathered at ACUMA's Buenos Aires headquarters to share their knowledge on industrial management and treatment of solid waste basins. Next, the concept of clean production in Philippines. In Philippines, water pollution is a serious problem. The Water Environment Partnership in Asia, WEPA, estimates that 32%, in which is around 69,000 square kilometers of Philippines land mass, is used for agriculture. Philippines is now having low water quality due to the population explosion, urbanization, agriculture, and industrialization. One of Greenpeace's most concerning reports is that out of 421 rivers in Philippines, up to 50 are considered dead and were unable to achieve the sustainable development. For instance, the Marilao rivers listed as the 10 most polluted rivers in the world list and was one of 50 dead rivers in the Philippines. This is because the river is all fully polluted with various kinds of heavy metals and chemicals from tanneries, gold refineries, waste dumping and textile manufactories. Greenpeace has been searching for solutions to successfully manage water pollution in Philippines. The organization encouraged the concept of the clean production, where people are entitled to know what danger they are exposed to in their daily lives. The concept of clean production is an advanced method of production and consumption, which includes the production of goods with the elimination of all toxic substances at all levels of production, and focusing on healthy and sustainable alternatives in the production process. Finally, the absolute efforts to encourage a wide scale of environmental conservation and governance in China. Yellow River, known as the mother river of the country, it provides water to millions of people in northern China. In recent years, however, the water quality has decreased due to uncontrollable industrial discharge and sewage from rapid growing cities. According to Brannigan 2008, studies stated that most of it is unsafe for agricultural and industrial purpose. A study estimated a total of 4.29 billion tons of sewage and waste water released into the system last year. In line with the national 2 screens and 3 belts overall layout, priority should be given to the development of ecological barriers for the conservation of water and soil in the hilly and gully areas, the water supply of the Yellow River, grassland, water treatment and biodiversity in China. The governments also have the ability to organize more sustainable development projects with the existing restoration sites to improve environmental quality. Apart from that, in order to improve water and soil conservation, the governments should establish small watersheds management, comprehensive management in some section of the Yellow River, and enhance protection in the hill and gully areas.
Hello everyone, I will continue with conclusion. In conclusion, Selangor River is the common case of river pollution in Malaysia. The cause of the Selangor River pollution was oil dumping. Manufacturing and agro-based waste are the impact of the pollution in Sungai Selangor. The case of river pollution in Selangor have the similarities case in other countries, which is India and China. Example of rivers that have been same pollution problem with Selangor River in India are Ganges River and Yamuna River, while in China, Yangtze River and Yellow River. Okay, the government of Malaysia should take some measure to overcome the issue of river pollution in Sungai Selangor. The law needs to be stricter and should be implemented to the letter. Secondly, government monitoring and inspection needs to be further improved. Thirdly, all the factory must comply the waste management procedure. And lastly, reward informants and whistleblowers. Example of measure implemented by another countries is a basin recovery project in Argentina, the concept of clean production in Philippines, and absolute effort to encourage a wide scale of environment conversation and governance in China. Okay. Finally, the issue of river pollution is not trivial as it occurs all around the world. What can be learned here is that it is important that everyone is alerted about river pollution. If river pollution continues, our ecosystem will be unstable and go extinct over time. We humans must have rational thinking to protect and sustain our ecosystem. It is necessary to to secure the resources for the future generation. Hence, together we save the environment surrounding us. Thank you.